Right.
Hi, my name is Steve. I'm from Springville, LA, California. I've been a patient of Dr. Tong's for about 23 years now. I originally came to Dr. Tong back in the middle 1980s. I had injured my low back and my neck, and I had gone to a lot of doctors and had no success at all. And I was really depressed and a lot of pain. And
UCLA script.
I actually had a combination of problems. It wasn't just the fact that I was having pain in my neck. I had problems with constantly getting bronchitis and ending up on antibiotics probably every 6 or 8 weeks. My immune system was really weak. My back was bothering me. I was very depressed. And I had pretty much given up hope that I was going to be able to turn things around. I originally went to UCLA and Scripps Clinic in La Jolla because I had no energy. I was only in my 30s, and for some reason I had no energy. Just working a few hours, I'd be just exhausted. So I thought there was something wrong with me. And I went down to Scripps and I stayed down there for a couple days, and they ran a whole barrage of tests. They couldn't find anything wrong with me. And
UCLA?
I went to UCLA, same thing, ran all kinds of tests, checked everything, couldn't find anything wrong. So I didn't know what to do, and they gave me some antidepressants, am I saying that right? Antidepressants, and I don't do well with different types of medicine, so I just took a half one just to see what would happen one morning when I got up and I was going to go to work. I never made it to work. I ended up sitting on the side of the road in my car, and I had no idea in the world where I was. I don't know what's in that medicine, but whatever it is, I had to sit there for like 2 hours until I realized where I was. I was completely lost. And that was their idea of a cure for what was wrong with me. Back in the 80s, I forget if I saw it in the newspaper or I saw it on the cable TV, but I saw an advertisement for Dr. Tong, and I didn't know what else to do, so I knew the regular Eastern medicine wasn't getting me anywhere, so I thought maybe I should try something different. And I went to Dr. Tong, and within 3 or 4 treatments, I mean, things really started to turn around. After I started the treatments with Dr. Tong, instead of being on antibiotics every 6 or 8 weeks, I wasn't having that problem anymore. My immune system got stronger. I got sick once in a while, and when I'd feel it coming on, I would go to Dr. Tong and get a treatment. And within about 24 hours, it would be turned around. In fact, one time, when I was in Orange County on business, I got food poisoning. And I ended up in a hotel room for 3 days. I couldn't go anywhere. I mean, I was completely immobilized. And I called him up and I told him what happened. He said, "Come see me." And I went to see him, and he treated me. And I would say within an hour, I was back to normal, like it never had happened. It's amazing, absolutely amazing.
You were having diarrhea?
Oh, I had diarrhea. I was throwing up. I was completely dehydrated. I was very sick. I don't think I've ever been that sick.
And after the treatment?
And after you treated me, I'd say probably within an hour, after having been sick for 3 days, it was gone. Like it had never happened.
No diarrhea?
No diarrhea, no vomiting. In fact, I even had an appetite. It was amazing. I would say after about the 4th or 5th treatment, my energy started picking up. And over the next 5 or 10 years, I went from not being able to do anything more than work for a few hours a day to where I became a workaholic. I had so much energy. I was working, 10, 12-hour days, and I had a business in the high desert, and I was working down in Orange County. And I was driving probably 300 miles a day and putting in 12, sometimes 14 hours. And I had so much energy, I was wearing myself out. I was overdoing it. I was trying to make up for all the time that I didn't have energy by overdoing it. another problem that I had a lactose intolerance. I couldn't eat ice cream, couldn't drink milk, any dairy products, and I'd be in the bathroom in 10 seconds. And after I told him about it, he treated me, and now I can eat ice cream, I can drink milk, I can any kind of dairy products. They don't bother me at all. Every once in a while, if I'm really tired, I'll get a little bit of a reaction to it, but for the most part, I would say 90% or better. I don't have a problem with it anymore.
How about the asthma?
That's a big one. I didn't know I had asthma until I think about 5 years ago. And I was at my doctor at Kaiser, and I was having trouble. I think I'd had a flu or something, and I was having trouble with my breathing, and they suggested that I go take an asthma test. And they tested me for asthma, and I tested positive. Not real bad, but I had asthma enough that they gave me some medicine for it. Some inhalers and emergency inhalers in case of an attack. And I told Dr. Tong that I was having trouble with my asthma. And he said, "You never told me you had asthma." I said, "I didn't know I had asthma." And so he started treating me for asthma. And I think it's been at least 2 or 3 years now, and I don't even own an inhaler anymore. I have no use for it. I've never had an attack. I don't feel short on breath anymore. It's like day and night. There's another thing that's really amazing. There's been a couple of times when I was going to go on a vacation, and I don't know what it is about going on vacations. It's when you always come down with a cold or a flu or something. And I remember there were several times when I was coming down with a bad cold or a flu, and I really needed a vacation. So I went to Dr. Tong, and he treated me, and I took that vacation, and I never got sick. Whatever I was coming down with, I would say within 24 hours, it was gone. Whatever it was, it completely went away.
After one treatment?
After one treatment. I mean, if I hadn't had the treatment, I don't know, maybe I would have had a cold for 10 days or so, or maybe I would have been home with the flu or whatever, but nothing. I couldn't even tell you how many times. I mean, I would say there's at least once or twice a year when I feel like I'm getting something, and I'll come and get a treatment, and I don't get it. And I don't get sick anymore.
Good, Steve.